My next question is, say, well, you were talking about purpose and calling, and I know we learned it in Prepared Soldier School of Ministry. And
Prepared Soldier School of Ministry, fall semester 2019 coming.
So, for people that believe, like believers that believe that they're called to the medical field, can you give wisdom on how to balance that? Because we know that, we live by faith, we live, according to the Bible. And, a lot of times when it comes to medicine, a lot of theory and logical thinking can come into play. Can you give wisdom on for believers that are called into the medical field not to pretty much not be transformed to what they think they know, because they can start believing that, or they won't know how to balance medicine and living by faith?
First of all, when we talked about callings and purposes, whatever God calls you to, whatever your purpose is, he's going to give you the grace for it. Whatever it is. And if he's called one into the medicine field, he'll give, if that's their purpose, he'll give them the grace to be able to go into that and do that and not get caught up into some of the other beliefs and certain things. And that's a key thing. Whatever God has called you and whatever your purpose is, there's a grace that goes with it.
But one of the things about medical field, when you're in the medical field and you're a believer, legally, you cannot talk about your God. So legally, you cannot pray for them openly. But we do know some doctors and that's in the medical field that do pray for the patient, but they don't openly pray for them. People say, "Well, can you pray for my?" And you don't openly do it because legally, you can do that.
Now some can. Now it depends on. Now let me tell you this. It depends on. Now from a natural standpoint, it depends on your ranking. You a top surgeon. Hospital don't care. Because you a top surgeon, you making that hospital good. So now, so that all depends.
But
and
legally,
with a no.
You can't throw your God in, because some people
No. We're not saying no. You don't do that point blank anyway. Whatever. But if this is your call, and this is going back to her question, if this is the Christian's purpose to be in the medical field, God will give them the grace to do that, and then at whatever time for them to do that, they will be able to do that. See, he'll give you the grace. I don't know if that's making sense. In other words, if God called me into the medicine field to be a doctor, a surgeon, or whatever it is, he's given me the grace to do it. And I may be talking to a patient and they could have a bad disease, and the Spirit of the Lord will talk to me and say, start ministering to them. He's going to give me the grace to do it. And there'll be nothing anybody can do about it. I ain't getting fired, nothing, because he gives a grace. It's just like me in this role, what I do. There's a grace to this. If I didn't have a grace to this, the shop had been closed years ago. There's a grace to be able to do this.
Or even when you're in the medical field, or if they're in science, like penicillin, like they discovered penicillin, or they discovered different medicine for a different that. If you're in that medical field, then God can give you a breakthrough in discovering different medicine and stuff. So it is a platform for it, because it's helping others, and God is always into helping. Helping saving people. So yeah, it's very good. It's just the point of, you don't get, most people that's really a believer, they know the science, but then they also know the supernatural. So you know the science of, but then you also know the supernatural.
But remember, the science part is only the symptoms. So we understand the symptoms. Medicine does not heal. Medicine, it helps to the symptoms. So we understand all of that. But it goes back to her question. Now, we ain't talking about just anybody. We're talking about a believer where their purpose is to be in the medical field. This is their purpose. Then there will be a grace on that. We ain't just talking about the doctor down the street or anybody. We talking about somebody, this ain't no career. This is a calling. That's the difference. Okay? All right.